Good morning everybody and happy Canada Day. I'm so excited to be taking over Family Channel Stories. If you didn't already know, my name is Ella Bright and I play Daryl Rivers on the newest show on Family Channel, Mallory Towers, and I'm so excited for you guys to watch it. Now just a few words as we are celebrating the beautiful Canada. When we were filming there, it had the most amazing views of CN Tower, Niagara Falls, just to name a few, and the people there were so lovely, especially those who worked on set with us, and I had never been to Canada before, so it was just an amazing experience, and that is why we should be celebrating it today, because it's such a beautiful place. And feel free to ask me any questions and I'm so excited to answer them. Bye! Thank you so much for your question. Now this is actually a really hard one because all the characters are absolutely amazing. Personally, I've always wanted to play an evil character, so I'd have to say Gwen, but I love all the characters equally. So no, I didn't know anyone, which is really interesting in my opinion. I did meet Sienna and Danya though in the chemistry read audition, which was really fun, but no, I didn't know anyone beforehand. Absolutely not. I still can't get over the fact that I did, which is absolutely amazing because it's a dream come true to me. But no, when I first got the audition, I thought, oh, this is actually a really cool book. I'll just go for it and try and see what will happen. And I got the part, which is just mind-blowing. My favorite memory. This is very hard because the whole experience is filled with happiness and laughter and just the best time I've ever had. But I will have to say that day when we went to CN Tower, because we went bowling, we had a nice picnic, it was just so beautiful. Right, I really like this question. I originally auditioned for Gwen, Sally and Daryl, but I didn't really get far with Gwen and Sally because obviously Danya and Sienna, who played their characters, played it so much better than I could ever have, but it was really fun to play them for a little bit. What was my favorite episode to film? So this is very hard because the whole experience is so amazing and I love every single episode and how it turned out, but I'll have to say the Midnight Feast episode because I have a little bit of a sweet tooth because we gotta eat a lot of candy. Self-tapes are really fun because you get to redo them when you make a mistake and you have a lot of free will to do whatever you want with them. However, make sure that you don't wear distracting clothing or a distracting background, so this blank wall is perfect for me, and don't give up and just keep going. The hardest scene to film and why? I would have to say the slap scene, which is in episode 4, where I had to slap Danya. I didn't actually, and that's why it's hard because we had to mime the actions and Danya had to react, but she did it perfectly. Yes, absolutely. We're like a whole big family of sisters. I love them so much with all my heart. They're my best friends and we talk on the group chat every single day without a fail. Oh, thank you so much. I love you too. The filming was the most amazing experience because I had all my friends by my side, and also I got to see how the different parts of filming, like the different jobs behind the scenes, go into making such a beautiful show like Mallory Towers. Well, my family and I live in London, and during this point where I was filming, I was in school, so was my sisters, so they had to look after my sisters for that point, but then after school was finished, they came and got a tour of the set, which is really nice to see them. I was a bit overwhelmed, but so over the moon with joy and happiness because I was auditioning for around 2 months, so I was so happy to hear back that I actually got the part, and I still can't believe it to this day, and I'm so grateful that I got the opportunity to play Daryl. Thank you for your question. Now, during the auditions, we were given sides, which are like little scripts of the first draft, and we had to memorize those, and every time we got a callback, we got a new side, and a new side, and a new side, and yeah, and then during the chemistry read, we met everyone for the first time. Yes, I think that that's probably the first step, and then you either get noticed by some sort of agent, or you can just apply to one, because that can be your resume almost, and I think that's really helpful to gain confidence, and yeah, I think that's really helpful. Alright, so it says I can't pick Mallory Towers, so I would have to say Famous 5, which is such beautiful books, and I loved reading them as a kid. How old was I when I started acting? So ever since I was born, I've been just dancing and singing around the house, and acting of course, and I went to my first theatre club when I was 4, got my first job when I was 8, and I've been doing it ever since, and I just fell in love with it. Thank you for your question. I would not say I'm famous at all, but it does hit me that I'm in this show. It's absolutely insane to me, and I still can't get my head around it, but when it does hit me, I go crazy. Where are so many reasons why I like acting, but I would have to say that I get to experience being in someone else's shoes, living their life, being their character, being their personality, and I just find that so interesting and amazing, and that's why I love it. Okay, so this is different for everyone, but in my case, I was actually noticed by someone from my drama group, and she said, "Hey, do you want to try out for this audition?" I went, "Whoa, okay, so maybe I could professionally act." And ever since that audition, I've just carried on, and I've just loved it. First, think to yourself, do I actually really want this? And do I love it? Because obviously acting is not the easiest job. I've been acting for a long time, and I've basically gotten like 4 things. So never give up, and if you truly love it, just go for it. When filming Mallory Towers, it was a dream come true, but I never really expected it to become such a success. Like with the fan accounts and people messaging me, I would have never expected that for the world, and it means so much to me. No, it's absolutely not compulsory. However, it does give you a little nudge and it is pretty helpful, so I'd recommend it. Absolutely not. It was a dream come true, every single moment of it. I loved the entire experience. But if I had to choose one, it would have been our last scene. So that is actually a really good coincidence. If they ever made a TV show or movie or a live action version of Murder Most Unladylike, I would have to play Daisy or Hazel. That's my dream. So we don't at the moment, it's all up in the air, but fingers crossed, because of quarantine and everything, we can't know for sure, but I really hope so, because that would be a dream. 3 tips, learn your lines, get some sort of agent or agency, and of course, don't give up, because if you truly love it, as you said, you gotta keep going. Currently at the moment, I'm watching a really good show called Gossip Girl. Obviously only watch it if it's appropriate for your age, and Mallory Towers. Yes, I feel very blessed as I've explored all different types of acting apart from voice acting. So I've done theatre, TV, adverts and movies. One of my favourites is probably theatre, which I did Harry Potter and the Cursed Child for 6 months, which is really awesome. Could never choose. From Cornwall with its beautiful seas to Canada with its amazing views and tourist attractions. We did spend more time in Canada, so I have a little bit more memories there, but they're both so beautiful and amazing. Well, I've always wanted short hair, and I was convincing my mum for a very long time, so they gave me the option of a wig or cut my hair, and of course I chose to cut my hair, and I love it. Absolutely. I don't know anything about auditions, or we don't even know anything about season 2, but if there was, of course, and we would love you like everyone. My school was so amazing and supportive, and I love them so much, which I'd rather not say my school for personal reasons, but yes, they were so supportive and they sent me all the work, so I got it all done. I love this question, thank you so much. Well, Ashley, who plays Matron, is one of the funniest and hilarious people I have ever met. But when she's acting, it is a little bit scary, but afterwards she's so nice. Absolutely, the sets were amazing and detailed, so it felt like we were really in Mallory Towers, and we are kind of like our characters, pretty much all of us, apart from Danya. Danya is nothing like Gwen, she's a lovely girl. But apart from that, it just felt like we were a big Mallory Towers group. So many to count. Just to name a few, I would say GP, doctor, vet, cartoon designer, artist. Yeah, I think there's a lot more though. But currently, I want to be a director, editor, or actor. The most embarrassing moment on set would have to be the first scene, first episode, where I'm running through, bearing in mind it is pouring with rain and it's super muddy, and I fall over and just fall in the mud, and my costume was so dirty and I felt so bad. It makes me so happy and so honoured that people actually make edits of me and of the cast. It's so mind-blowing to me when I scroll through my Instagram feed or TikTok or any social media platform and I see that. It's so crazy. I'm a very artistic person, so subjects like art, English, drama, music, those are kind of find it quite easy for me. However, the harder ones are probably maths and science. Oh, thank you so much. We did get a film at night in Cornwall. It was around 10 or 11, which is the latest we actually filmed, which was so exciting. And in Canada, when it was all the inside scenes, it was up to our incredible lighting crew that made it seem like it was nighttime. Thank you so much. My favourite part of Daryl is how she's always trying to do what's right for people. Even though it may not seem like that in the moment, it always turns out to be, and her loyal and kind side. Well, I was in a movie called Holmes and Watson. I played Bridget. I played young Lily Potter Jr. in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the theatre production. And I was in a TV show called Legends and an advert for Samsung Smart Things. Hart and I had so many hobbies on set. Just to name a few, iMovies, video stars, card games like Dutch and Splat, and singing, and TikToks. I really don't know, but this is going to sound really cliche, but world peace, equality for all people, and for my family to remain happy and healthy throughout their entire life, and probably, if I could, more wishes. Well, I already have a dog. She is called Winnie, and she's so lovely, and she is a whippet, so I'll have to say whippet. I'm a tiny bit biased, but if I could, Italian greyhounds. They're so cute and tiny. Absolutely, every single day I miss them, but I did get to FaceTime them every single day as well, so it wasn't too bad, and I felt very lucky as my family got to visit me. Okay, so I'm 13 years old, my favourite colour is blue, my favourite food is lasagna, my favourite drink is Coca-Cola, my idol is Jennifer Lawrence, and my BFFs are ones at school and in the cast. I love the storyline of Daryl, which I'm not going to spoil anything because you got to watch it, but it is very exciting. So I get a lot of DMs every single day, and it's really hard to respond to them all, but I really try my best to do what I can. Obviously, I have priorities such as school, so yeah, it's quite hard for me, but I try. So I'm going to assume this is about Mallory Towers, and if I had to, it would probably be the last day on set and the first day on set. So not quite. Today I actually had a sports day, which was really fun, and it was online, which is really exciting. But yeah, so next week I will have my school out. Right, we get this question a lot. So I don't know if you remember, but Irene did this like kind of California jive, so that we learned that, and also the ballroom scene with the French teacher. Yes, there is a little bit of hate, not a lot, but a little bit, and I try not to let it get to my head because obviously that washes out with all the support that you guys have given us, so thank you so much. Yes, so on set we had something called craft, which is a table full of candy and normal food as well, and some fruit. And every time we went off set, we got to eat that. It was really nice. So no, my sisters kind of despise acting, but their passion lies within gymnastics, and they are absolutely amazing at it, and I could never do that at all. Not necessarily. I do take ballet classes, but I'm not the best, but I still got cast in it, which I'm very grateful for. Oh, it's entirely up to you. I have no place in telling you when to start something. So whenever you feel confident enough, or if you absolutely love it, go right now or in a few years. It really doesn't matter. Absolutely not. You can start acting whenever you want. There's no time limit to that. Yeah, you can start when you're 0 or when you're 55. It doesn't matter. Yes, I think there will be. If there is a second season, fingers crossed. I know from the second book, Ellen, Daphne and Belinda come in, so I hope they'll be added. Yes, absolutely not. There's many different websites where you can find out about auditions, and there's also just open auditions in your neighborhood or in your city that you can go to. However, I would recommend it. It is helpful, but it's not compulsory. I really like this question. I did feel a little bit under pressure because obviously it's such a well-loved book and everyone has their own perception of what the character should act and be like, but I found that really helpful as well as intertwining how I perceive her in other people's perception. The first scene I personally filmed was the courtroom scene after I slapped Gwen, so it's when I get to say my apologies to Gwen and Catherine. Found it easy to think of the character in their position and really kind of get in depth of how they would be feeling, and also think of something sad and look at some sort of light area and just stare at that, and then your eyes will start watering. So many favourite moments when I was filming Mallory Towers, but it will have to be hanging out with all my best friends and just seeing what goes on behind the scenes of a show. Yes, my school, family and friends were all the most supportive people I've ever met, and I cherish them so much, and I'm so grateful for that. Yes, my parents have always been for the idea. They always support and love me and my sisters whatever we do, which I'm so beyond grateful for, and I love them so much. Guys, I'm back and thank you for your questions. So yes, absolutely. I would say go to drama classes, get involved in your school play and just have fun. You don't need to do it professionally at all because acting is all about enjoying yourself and getting confident. So I missed the last few weeks of school, filmed throughout the entire summer holidays and came back a month into the new year. Well, due to the reality we are currently living in, coronavirus and quarantine, that does not seem possible right now, but maybe when this is all over, Maybe. I mean, that would be so fun. We all had our separate rooms and separate houses in Canada. However, Sienna, Amy and I had a sleepover, which was really fun. And in Cornwall, me and Daniel were roommates. Thank you so much. So Beth just recently, a few days ago, turned 16 and she is the oldest. And Zoe, who plays Alicia, is the youngest and she is 13. Well, the closest person I live to is Natasha. Some of us live in Croydon, some of us live in Sussex, Surrey, Wales, and Canada. So what have I been doing in quarantine? So I actually did this photo wall. I've been baking. I have been making a lot of dens with my sisters and learning dance routines. So I love this question. I'm actually going to show the ones that are on my wall. The first one says, take the risk or lose the chance. And that has a lot to do with acting because who knows what's around the corner, so just go for it. And the second one is, do something today that your future self will thank you for. At first, you may think it's very competitive. As you can see everyone there, and it might seem a bit scary. However, it is absolutely not. Everyone's there for the same reason and you are all equals. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been asked to go for the audition. So don't give up, and also don't think that it's always to do with your acting because it's not. So they might be looking for a specific person with skin color, hair color, eye color, height, who knows. And so don't let it get to you because you're not going to get everything. Thank you for liking it. That means a lot to me. So I'll make sure to keep that in mind. And there's my TikTok and there's my Instagram. There's probably three main ways. There's websites where you can find out about it. There's open auditions where you can just go when they advertise it. And of course, there's your drama classes or drama schools that can tell you about a current audition. A lot of people ask me this. I don't know. I think 2 social media platforms for now is enough for me. But who knows about the future? First of all the sets were absolutely amazing. I loved particularly the art room and the bedrooms. I don't have the question up here, but there was a lot of questions about these 2 subjects. One, do I go to an acting school or homeschool? I go to a normal school, but they both seem really fun. And the second thing is if there's a season 2, which we do not know about, but fingers crossed. So I love singing as well, and I currently play guitar and ukulele. My top 3 actors would have to be Millie Bobby Brown, Jennifer Lawrence, and Christian Bale. I really want to be a director and editor because I find that super interesting and amazing, and I love filming stuff. Yes, at some points it was very hard not to laugh because we kind of vibe off each other's happiness and laughter since we're all such good friends. So it was a little bit hard, I'm not gonna lie, but we tried to keep ourselves professional. Thank you so much for asking your questions. I absolutely loved answering them. Now that's all from me, but I'm pretty sure episode 1 is out right now in Canada. Happy Canada Day, and I hope you all have a great quarantine.